Phosphor Dot fans, Earl at blogbook.com, here with Mercutio. You probably can't see him, but he's here being fuzzy, being my backup. And this is Turtles on the Odyssey2. We've talked about other arcade ports that sometimes were homebrews that fans programmed in the years since the Odyssey2 was no longer supported by Philips or Magnavox. We've talked about arcade ports that were released in Europe and South America by Parker Brothers. This is the only arcade port that Philips released first party. This is the only arcade port that the makers of the Odyssey2 licensed from someone else, rather than doing a near-beer version of it. And at the time, they advertised this like it was the second coming of Pac-Man, which it wasn't, but it was a big deal because the Odyssey2 had kind of somewhat unfairly earned this reputation for, we're going to kind of copy arcade games and change them around enough to not get sued, but you're never going to see the actual game on this machine. And manufacturers of other platforms rode that horse hard. But this is Turtles, originated by Konami, imported to US arcades by Stern, and licensed from Konami by Philips for the Odyssey2. Whoops. Allowed myself to get cornered. You are the turtle. You are going around to all of the question marks to pick up your kids, who then have to be taken one by one to your turtle house. They have to be taken home. Sometimes the turtle house is in the most inconvenient place imaginable. You can drop turtle bombs to slow down the creatures that are pursuing you, but you eventually run out of turtle bombs. The flashing X in the middle replenishes that. The further down the warm end of the color spectrum your enemies get, the angrier and more aggressive they are. So a red creature is going to be faster and more aggressive. And occasionally the question mark contains another creature who's going to pursue you, which is absolutely not what anyone needs. Nobody needs that. We all have enough creatures pursuing us. Some quite literally. I didn't get out of the way. Now, it's a bit of a novelty for the Odyssey2, the music, which I will admit is way down the audio mix in this emulator. The music is done by the voice. Let's give it another shot. I will talk less and just let you listen to the game, which I will actually turn up in the mix considerably so you can hear it. Help if I could play well. Can't run into them even when they're stunned. Okay, I've got to reacquaint myself with the rules of the game. Oh, I have no turtle bombs. I know that I appreciate the game trying to stay on the family-friendly side of things, and euphemistically calling them turtle bombs. But let's tune into Sanity FM and dance the real waltz here. It's turtle poop. My headcanon has always been, you're dropping turtle poops everywhere. Yeah, I give them full marks for trying to recreate the attract mode of the arcade game with Mama Turtle walking up to the building. That's cute. The only problem with my turtle poop theory is that in-game, the turtle poop slows the creatures down and apparently makes them rethink their life choices because they're suddenly less aggressive than they were a few seconds earlier. It seems to me like, Seems to me like running through a pile of turtle poop would probably make most sentient beings a lot angrier in the short term. Cleared the screen. First floor, second floor. Oh, sorry, turtles. Let's try it again. This was a game that I never got a boxed copy of it, which is kind of unusual because the Odyssey2 boxes are... they're keepers. I mean, they are excellent for storage purposes, and the artwork is great. I mean, it's like leaving an action figure on the card. Why wouldn't you do that? Maybe because the turtle told you to. Of course, I'm also an advocate for taking action figures off the cards, so take my advice with a pinch of salt, if not the entire shaker. Check with your doctor about your sodium intake, assuming you can afford a doctor. I am doomed, he said calmly. So I never had a boxed copy of this. I had a loose cartridge, and it was something that I acquired fairly early in my game collecting days. Filling out the old Odyssey2 shelf was a priority for me. Back in the 90s when I actually started collecting games consciously as a retro thing. And I have always enjoyed turtles. You know, is it some towering technical achievement? No, it is not. But it is a lot of fun.